Good morning, Bioneers. My name's Jasmyn Mitchell. I'm 17 years old, and today I'm representing the Alliance for Climate Education. ACE has a mission to educate young people about the science of climate change and empower them to take action. Last year, I served in a year-long fellowship program with ACE focused on divesting from fossil fuels and investing in renewable energy. And I'm proudly from Boston, Massachusetts, and no, you cannot park the car in the Harvard yard because you will be ticketed, towed, and arrested. But I love my city. It moves, it's diverse, it's booming and alive. Visitors will know the famous universities and landmarks like Boston Harbor, Fenway Park, Beacon Hill, the John Hancock Building, and this is the city's public face. These areas are mostly well-lit, clean, well-off people working and spending money. But there's so much more to my city than that. There are also large and densely populated neighborhoods with more low-income and public housing, and more corner stores, liquor stores, and fast food. The air quality is worse, and the potential exposure to toxins and pollutants is generally a lot higher. These are also the neighborhoods where most of the Black, Latino, and other people of color live. And we're being disproportionately affected by environmental degradation, climate change, and other social justice issues. This reality has been affecting me my whole life since before I knew about it or even had an opportunity to choose a different future, and that makes me mad. However, one thing I do love about living in New England is that we get snow and sometimes lots of it. I'm going to tell you a story about back in the day when I was in kindergarten, and I couldn't wait to get outside. I'd recently seen the movie Snow Day, and all the kids were making snow cones. So I grabbed my cup, ran outside, and was about to dig when my mom started yelling at me, "No, you can't eat the snow, it's dirty!" And at first I thought she just didn't want me to live my life because that snow was whiter than any shirt I will ever come to own. But she went on to explain the concept of pollution, and for me, this was the first time. At first, I didn't see really how pollution would affect me besides preventing me from eating snow, but over the years I learned that my city was dirty and that it was polluted with ground-level ozones, carbon monoxide, sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, lead, soot, which makes the snow probably not the greatest thing to eat and contributes to health issues like asthma. I have, and I'm sure many of you have, friends and family members that suffer from asthma. And actually, can I get a quick show of hands of how many people either have or know someone with asthma? Yeah, look around, that's way too many people. I learned that the major cause of air pollution, burning fossil fuels, is affecting the health of our whole planet through climate change. At first, and I didn't see how climate change would affect me, but I knew the Arctic ice caps were melting and polar bears were drowning, but it wasn't until I joined ACE's Action Fellowship Program that I learned how climate change would impact me directly and impact me unequally. Women, young people, people of color, and low-income communities are all disproportionately impacted by pollution and climate change. What does it mean to be disproportionately impacted? It means we feel the consequences first and worst. It means in Massachusetts, community of color experience 20 times more toxic pollution than whites. Nationally, 69% of people of color live within 30 miles of a coal-fired power plant or incinerator that leaches mercury, arsenic, and lead into our water and soil. These toxins are literally killing us. The same facilities are emitting carbon dioxide and methane at astounding rates, which are the number one and number two drivers of climate change. Young people will be impacted uniquely and disproportionately by climate change. Why? Because we're burning more fossil fuels today than ever before. Because of the lag effect of carbon dioxide, CO2 can last in the atmosphere for up to 100 years and doesn't immediately affect people. So the issues we're experiencing now is from CO2 emitted in the 50s. It's the youth who will have to live with the impacts tomorrow that we had no choice in causing today. With ACE, I'm participating in the movement to divest from fossil fuels. We've seen success in the past through divesting from big tobacco and South African apartheid. I'm urging my state to divest from fossil fuels because I believe it is morally wrong to invest in companies that are making billions by harming our health and wrecking our future, by wrecking my future. The more I learn, the more I realize how multifaceted and interconnected all social issues are in their root causes, consequences, and solutions. This past summer, I joined the Boston Food Project, which employs youth in sustainable agriculture in and around the city of Boston and provides healthy foods to people who need it. Disparities in food access can be made worse by climate change, as extreme weather reduces yields and drives up prices. But by building up local food systems, we can help improve our health and our resilience in the impacts of climate change. Recognizing where our movements overlap and intersect is key to creating solutions. It's true we can't all work on every cause all the time, because if it's one thing I've learned from watching Parks and Recreation on my borrowed Netflix account, is to never half-ass anything, but to whole-ass one thing. By doing just one thing wholeheartedly and approaching it holistically, we can do something not just for one cause, but for every cause. We are all a part of one movement, the movement of humanity, a movement to eliminate racism, classism, socioeconomic unfairness, gender inequality, hunger, poverty, homeless, preserve biodiversity, and stabilize the climate. True, our names are not likely going to be written in textbooks forever immortalized, but we can feel proud and joyful to know that we are cells in the muscles that are moving together to make giant leaps for mankind. Thank you.